Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you tonight for this album review for Lainey Wilson's new record, Whirlwind. I know this is a country record, but I wanted to check it out because I do actually like her voice. Her country voice, basically. It sounds really thick and really amazing. And she does hit high pitched tones with her voice. But I'm going to discuss what I listened to for this new record, Whirlwind. For the 14 tracks I got a chance to listen to for myself to see what I was going to think of this record. And sorry about the background noise, that's my messenger going off. And I'll let you know my thoughts on this record overall. So let's dive into this album review. Now, basically, it starts with Keeping Up with Jones, or Keep Up with Jones, I believe is how you pronounce it. If I should recorrect myself with what I said, keeping, instead of that, it's Keep Up with Jones. So this track is above decent. It's not terrible, but I think it relies on the chorus a bit too much. It's not the worst track I've listened to, but it's not one of the best for the record, but it's a strong track in its own way. So I'd give it a 4.25 out of 5. Lainey Wilson's vocals sound alright in this song. Country's Cool Again is alright to, like, basically dance to, I guess, in a way, but it's not terrible of a track. It's just above decent. Lainey Wilson's vocals are not too bad. The melody has its hits and misses, so it's good and then it's not. So 4.25 out of 5. There are a lot of strong positives with the first two tracks, and a few negative gripes with this first two tracks. Not the worst negative gripes, to the point where I would say that this record is awful. It's not an awful record, I'll tell you that much, but you'll see what I'm going to rate it at the end of the review. So 4.25 out of 5 for Country's Cool Again. Then we get to Good Horses featuring Miranda Lambert. This track is decent. It's not one of my favorites, but it's fine, I guess. Miranda Lambert sounds alright in this track, and Lainey Wilson sounds pretty good with her vocals in this one too. It depends. So it just depends on how it's structured, what you think of it, and how the song overall plays out. So it's a decent track, 4 out of 5. Broken Hearts Still Beat, it seems like a slow tempo, but short track. At least it's short, it's under 3 minutes. But I think it's a decent song, not one of my favorites, so 4 out of 5. Whirlwind actually was a good track. I think they made a music video for this song too. Lainey Wilson did a music video for this track as well, so I would say I'd give this a 4.5 out of 5. The beat was good, and her vocals sounded pretty good in this, so she did hit some high-pitched vocal tones that I did enjoy, and execution-wise, this track had a good melody, so 4.5 out of 5. Call a Cowboy is decent. I just think it has too much twang with it, southern twang, or the country twang style to it that I'm not sure if I can connect with how her vocals are sounding in this song. It's not terrible, it's just a little too country for me. So 4 out of 5. Hang Tight Honey actually was a good track. I know it was the lead single for this album's announcement, but it was a good track for how it sounded overall, so 4.5 out of 5. Bar in Baton Rouge was actually a good song too. Good track for sure. Lainey Wilson's vocals are pretty good in this track, and just the way the melody's sounding overall, it's panning out pretty well. With me listening to it, so 4.5 out of 5. It is a lengthy track, and give me a second, I gotta pause the video. Sorry about the background noise. I had a friend that was calling me. I will get back to that call in a second. So, pretty much bar in Baton Rouge is a 4.5 out of 5. Sorry about the background noise again. Getting a messenger call. Counting Chickens is above decent of a track. Not one of the worst tracks, but not bad in its own way. So I'd give this a 4.25 out of 5. Lainey Wilson's vocals do have that southern twang style with their vocals that I don't know if I can really get on board with. But I think execution-wise, this track panned out okay. So next track is 4x4 and You. Another above decent track. I don't know if it's execution-wise alright, but it just depends on who's listening to the track and what they think of it. Overall, it depends on if country's your style. Because she's more of the southern country kind of style. Like the western country kind of stuff. So pretty much I'd give this a 4.25 out of 5 for this track. It's not terrible. It depends. Ring Finger is kind of annoying. I'm going to be honest, this is one of the worst tracks on the record. Sadly. And this is not a terrible record. It's just, this track really brought the rating down, for sure. It's just, she gets so repetitious when she says ring, ring, ring so many fucking times that I get an earache. And I'm like, okay, you're giving me a headache, Miss Wilson. So you kind of need to dial it down and keep it short and simple with what you're trying to sing about, and repeating it repetitiously gets a little ear grating. So, this is a 2.25 out of 5 for this track. It's not good. Not at all. Middle of it is gonna get a 4.25 out of 5. I don't hate this track. I just think execution-wise, there are some good moments and some weak moments, but overall, it's fine for what it goes for. So, I think Lainey Wilson's vocals are not too bad in this track. So, yeah, 4.25 out of 5. Devil Don't Go There is going to get a 4.25 out of 5 for me. I think this track is pretty much alright. It's above decent, not one of the best songs, but it's the second to last track before you get to the closing track. And pretty much it's not bad. Lainey Wilson's vocals sound alright, execution-wise, and melody-wise, it's alright. So, 4.25 out of 5. And finally, we get to the closing track, Whiskey Colored Crayon. This one is not terrible. It's only like almost 3.5 minutes. But it's not a bad track to end the record, so I'd give it a 4.25 out of 5 for this one too. It's above decent. There are some lyrics that are on the fence with me, with what it sounds like, but overall, not terrible. So, yeah, 4.25 out of 5. Overall, production, mixing, and execution-wise, do I like this Lainey Wilson album that much? Whirlwind? It's meh. Honestly, I thought it was going to be an okay record, but as of what I thought of Ring Finger, it really tarnished the record's rating that I'm about to give it in just a second. I just think this record falls flat in some areas, but I think it took a nosedive when it hit the song Ring Finger. Like, it went spiraling downhill when that song came up. And when I listened to it, the first chorus wasn't bad, but then it gets repetitious later on and gets annoying after a while and ear grating, and I couldn't stand that fucking track. So I think that was one of the worst songs on the record. Everything else is alright, above decent, or decent at least. But overall, if I were to give this record its deserved score, I'm going to give Lainey Wilson Whirlwind, her new album, a 6 out of 10. It's meh, not one of the best records of this year, but it will be on my okay to meh albums of 2024 at the end of the year. I was hoping this would be interesting, but it was kind of meh in its own way. It was almost disappointing, but at least it had some good qualities and some weak moments. The weak moment being ring finger and some execution points in certain songs that didn't strike a landing with me, with how it sounded overall. So, 6 out of 10 for Lainey Wilson Whirlwind for her new album. Thank you for watching this album review tonight.